showtime at the Forrester Mansion. Well, give me my ticket back, you ungrateful hoe.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio Soaps and Review. I'm Pam, your host, and the gang's all here except for Carolyn. We need to have the gangs all here with everybody. What do you think?
Right.
Yeah, we do.
It always feels weird when we're one off, you know.
And you sound wonderful. You don't sound like you were sick.
Yeah. Well, way to
No.
throw a host
No.
under the bus right on air there, David.
Yeah, really. I said that my throat is sore, and I am trying not to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, you
So-
got me and Candice, and we can talk for all 5 of us. If we
Well, that's
Yes.
pretty much what I'm counting on. So let's go for it. Start out.
Anthony? So, you do the honors.
Okay,
Not
well,
really honors.
our listeners know what this show is all about, and we are about supporting the 4 soaps that are left on network television, highlighting and supporting groundbreaking soaps that are being presented on the digital platforms. And so, having said that, this last 2 weeks there have been some real high-profile soap antic behavior on social media surrounding a few different events that are happening. In a lighter mode, the whole Tamara Brunn leaving GH, the backlash with the way Billy Miller left and the way the show presented it. But Candice and I think David and Pam as well, really want to discuss 2 specific incidences that's going on, and the first being the backlash against Miss Camilla Bannis on Days of Our Lives, and the second being the controversy surrounding the high-profile leaving of Daniel Goddard on The Young and the Restless. I think starting with Camilla is the perfect way to start, because this is an actress who is ongoing, has no plans on leaving the show at any point, and here's what I want to say. I get that people don't like storylines. I get that people don't even like a character. But that's the point. It's a storyline and it's a character. Camilla herself has absolutely no say whatsoever at what she's given to play. And were she not playing it with such panache, such ability, we probably wouldn't be seeing as much of a backlash as we're seeing. It's a credit, like we used to say with Nell, a.k.a., oh, God. But anyway,
Chloe
you know
Lane.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Chloe.
Like we used to say over and over and over again, if they were not doing their job to not only their ability, but to an outstanding ability, we wouldn't have the reactions that we have. And I'd like to point out, if we did not have those storylines and those reactions, we would not have shows. Because if everybody's happy and everybody's singing and hearts are flying all over the place, nobody's watching. And the point is, we need to support our soaps in a positive manner rather than tearing down at writing teams. And most especially, I can almost understand tearing at writing teams to a degree, most especially tearing down at specific actors or actresses for doing outstanding jobs with what they're given to play. So this week on this show, we would like to again suggest respectfully and ask respectfully of our fans to spread the word on social media when you see bashing going on. Be the anti-basher. Be the one that says, hey, you know what? I don't like this storyline either. I don't like the actions that they're having this character take, but I'm not bashing said actress because I know that's just her job. In fact, hey,
absolutely.
You're doing a really great job, said actress, in this case, Camilla. And that's what I wanted to say. I'll hand the mic over to Candice, who I know has got a lot to say on this topic.
Okay, so anybody who follows me on social media knows that I am a huge supporter of the soaps, obviously, but I can call out certain things if it's right or wrong. I always say that it goes two ways on social media. Here's the thing. I'm actually shaking about to say this. We as soap fans have what I think is the best arena of a community out there as far as entertainment goes. You have the comic book fans, you have the music, groupies, you have, movie and stuff, but the daytime, the soap genre fans are the best in the world. I mean, you have heard it from not only the actors, but people from outside of the soap genre, like Tisha Campbell and Wayne Brady has said that so many times. The one thing that soap fans, and I say this with a lot of love, is we are our own worst enemies when it comes down to soap operas, soap actresses, couples, and whatnot. Sticking with Camilla, this isn't the first time that Camilla has gone on social media to address the fact that this is a show. This is a fictional town of Salem with fictional people. And the thing is that she is given, first and foremost, she was hired to do a job, to play a role that somebody created, that somebody writes for. And she does not have a say in what story she's involved in, how Gabby is being handled. She is only an actress who's getting a paycheck to pay her bills just like you and me, but a little bit more money. Fans need to stop because when we get to the other part of this whole soap thing, this is why soap actors are not on social media as much as they used to be, because they have to delete their accounts because of all the pettiness that is going on.
Writers too.
And yeah, writers too. And the thing is that, and call me crazy, I know some of y'all do. We're adults. Why are we acting like children? I'm as a teacher, I deal with children every single day. So when I go on social media, I'm thinking, okay, we're mature adults. Let me repeat that, mature adults who know the right and wrongs of social media, especially when you go after an actor or actress, writer, producer, and director. Look, hey, I have problems with some of these shows. Yeah, you guys, I can vent about it. But I also know that this is their jobs. And who are we to say, well, you have a say in the storyline. You tell them what to do, or else we're not going to watch. No, but it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. I mean, some cases maybe, but not all cases. And for you guys to go after Camilla, yeah, it's not going to get you anywhere. I mean, we'll get to that in a minute. But to go after Camilla,
these people have spouses. They have mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, children, loved ones, brothers, sisters, friends. These are real people. Imagine reading some of these tweets. Imagine if that was said about your mother or your daughter. Put yourself in that place when you're writing something, and before you hit that send button, think to yourself, If this was about my mother or my sister or my father or my brother, what would my reaction be? And remind yourself, as much as we love these shows, as much as these shows are part of our lexicon, part of our family in cases, they are just that. They're shows. They are stories created by people for people. Gabby did not make Lonnie beg in a town called Salem anywhere on the planet Earth. It happened in our television. It was two women that were acting, that were playing out a series of emotions that were written on a page for our entertainment, not to hurt anyone, not to disrespect anyone. They were doing their job. And both of those women have families that
They're
have
friends
to
in
feed
real
it.
life. They're friends in real life.
Exactly.
Just saying. They hang
And
out.
they're just doing their job.
Yeah, and we're not
David?
saying anybody, that you can't have an opinion. We all have opinions, good or bad, but it's the way you present it.
Don't tag them.
Right.
Just
that too.
Don't tag these actors. If you have something, look, like I said, we all vent on social media. Good Lord, we do. You can actually still vent without tagging at such and such, at such and such. Come on now. Obviously, you want attention if you do it. You want their response. I get it. Hey, I get it. But can you do it in a positive manner instead of a negative? Because, like Anthony said, how would you feel if somebody tagged you and said, oh, by the way, you suck at your job? At such and such, you got this person fired because you didn't want to do this. At such and such, I don't like the way you look. And think about this. Think about how many times that gets retweeted, favored, or liked, whatever. Then tweet with comment, right? And still get sent to you for everybody to see. Just think about it. Oh, and including a picture, too. Because, they like to put the little capture, the picture, and everything to, knock you down, too. So just,
and
just a little...
just because they're actors, writers, producers, entertainment executives, it's not bullying because they happen to be in the entertainment business. It's bullying.
That's it, plain and simple.
It's bullying.
You can say to them, I'm not crazy about this storyline right now, but you're doing an outstanding job. Kudos to you. There you go.
Thank you.
You can do both. I know.
Absolutely.
I do for two shows. I do that with. You got.
Hey, I really wish I could be on board with such and such and such, but it really doesn't make sense to me, or it offends me, or blah blah blah, whatever words you want to put in there. However, thank you for doing an outstanding job.
Right.
Or I wish you were doing a better job at writing. Here's some ideas that I have. I know by listening to Take Two Radio Soaps that you guys are out there watching and listening. So here's some ideas that I have. Y'all don't have to send me a check. You can just put a cute little thank you, Mary Smith of Aberdeen, Texas, at the end, in the end credits.
I just want to check. I want to check. I'm sorry. I want to check.
I just want an invite to the Emmys. They can use any of my storylines and seat me next to Miss Laura Wright and Mr. Roger Howard. But, I digress.
A certain network, you're welcome. I want my check.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm noticing lately some of the stuff happening here. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, that's just it, though, Candice. You bring up another point that we've said time and time again. They are listening to us. And that could be both good and bad. So be careful what you wish for.
I say that all the time.
Definitely be careful what you wish for, and remember certain things like God and light, as the world turns.
You didn't have to bring it up like that.
Pilgrim, One Life to Live.
Another world.
Passions.
Church for tomorrow.
You quit watching, they go away. Period.
But then I always say this too, and I'm gonna be real. It goes both ways, because I feel as though, you know, the higher ups, you know, there's a reason why we are soap fans, and let me correct that. Loyal soap fans, because name another genre that has had fans of different generations watching the same show. One, two, that has bridged a bridge. Yeah, there you go. Has like had a connection to the show, to us, to the show. I mean, we wouldn't be on here if it wasn't for soaps. Okay, I wouldn't have known Pam. I wouldn't know David, Anthony. I wouldn't even know them. None of my friends. By the way, hi. Because without these shows, you know, we've been blessed to interview some of our favorite stars. I mean, come on now. Literally, Laura Wright was on the show, y'all. Like, Laura freaking Wright was on the show.
And by the way, let me just insert here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I counted how many interviews we've done with present and past soap actors and actresses, and we're at 109. So, hello.
Congratulations, Take Two Radio Soap. That's all claps.
I mean, yeah, woo!
Thank
and
you.
And Candice, on your point as well, let's all remember that in the beginning, middle, and ends of all these shows, as much as it is the fans, if they lose sponsorship because of fans, we lose ourselves.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
we lose ourselves.
Think about it. I mean, I'm going to give you a perfect example. It wasn't with soaps, but it was with a ABC show that comes on in the morning that you know good and well about. They made fun about, what was it, nurses, and because, you know, the nurse was, you know, doing her talent and saying she was a nurse, and the show made fun. I ain't going to say which ABC show it was, but you pretty much know what I'm talking about. And one of the sponsors was Johnson & Johnson. Where do you go to see Johnson & Johnson products? At a hospital. So by them making fun of a nurse showing their talent at the Miss Universe pageant, I think it was Miss USA, Johnson & Johnson pulled sponsor from that show. Hoover pulled from another show that was on ABC.
Exactly.
Fans, you know, and it's been like, you know, certain, you know, companies, like you said, has pulled out because of backlashes. This is why I also said, this is what I was trying to say, is that it goes both ways. Sometimes these shows do irk us. Lord knows they do. At the same time, you know, I always say that, you know, the executives and the writers have to know, like, when they're writing these things down, when they're doing the story outline, they must know what kind of reaction it's going to be. And sometimes, and I know Dave's fans listen to they have to take a gamble. They have to roll the dice and see what happens. Some may think it's great. Some may think it's nah. But it's our entertainment. They're doing this so we can watch and we can be entertained, because that's what entertainment is. It's to be entertained. These shows are to entertain us. Yes, they're to get us away from our real lives for an hour or half an hour, depending. You know, it's like our escape. That's what soap operas are. Escape.
Or 3.5 hours for those of us that watch all of them.
Right, exactly. And sometimes, you know, may have a whole week's, you know, marathon on the weekend. I mean, I ain't going to say no names, Candice. But
Pam.
But, right? But, you know, it's like a time to get away from it all and just tune in to find out, what is John Marlena doing this week? Oh, my God. What is that Lauren Curtis doing? Oh, my God, what is Steffi up to this week? Oh, my gosh, is Devon going to do what I think he – no. It's that.
No.
But I understand, though. But I can understand, you know, if you've been watching for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, these are your family. These shows are your family. You're deeply rooted. You're deeply inserted in these shows. These shows have been there when your first time you bought your car. These shows have been there when the first time you had your first kiss, maybe. And so forth and so forth.
Maybe.
So I get it. Right. Well, you know.
The first time your diaper was changed.
Hey, I even do one even better. When the show was on and you were born. When you literally was born. Exactly.
Your mama was watching Days of Our Lives and giving birth at the same time.
I got one for you. I got one for you. When we moved into our house, I was 2 years old. Mom was watching As the World Turns, and it got interrupted because it was the Kennedy assassination.
Wow. I would even do one even better. Name somebody that will leave their prom early just to see if Susan Lucci won an Emmy.
I guess that would be Candice.
Sam?
Yeah.
Candice?
By the way, Anthony's call dropped, and
oh no.
Yeah, I've been waiting for him to call back in, so I don't know what happened there.
So I guess I'm gonna have to do the second part. Okay, breathe, Candice. You got this. Anthony's spirit is in me. Okay, so that's one of the topics. The next one, I'm sure we've heard, it's been a crazy 48 hours. After 13 years of playing Kane Ashby, Daniel Goddard was let go off of Young and the Restless. This has caused quite a ruckus on social media. Let me just start out with the positive. First and foremost, if Daniel, you're listening, I've said this so many times, a lot of the fans, we are going to miss you. You gave us 13 years. Now, a lot of people can't say that, especially this go around in the soap world. 13 years is equal to 30 years on a soap, okay?
Just about.
You made Kane your own. I mean, keep in mind, I gotta bring this up, that, the character of Kane was let go before, and, before a lot of the social media stuff happened, they brought him back. So his chemistry with Crystal Khalil, with all the leading ladies that he's had, all the guys that he's been with, as far as Kane's friendship's gone, has been amazing. Daniel has always been sweet to the fans. I mean, if you met him at fan events, I haven't. I never did. You know that he took the time to chat with you, to, just be a part of your world. And he's always been positive on social media when he gave, was the Kane challenge to try to lose some weight to like kind of help with your health, lifestyle. Always gave you positive, feedback, talked about his kids and stuff like that. So, and pretty much the one thing that I will say is I want to thank him for being there for Christophe St. John.
Right.
Yes.
Because that a lot of the fans bash and stuff, but we also have to realize that these soap casts are family. They've been together for so long that they are family, and if you know the story behind what I just now said, you understand a little bit more how I'm about to go into this. But in all honesty, Daniel, 13 years, man, I'm going to miss you. I always say this, when one door closes, another one opens, and when it does, you just got to go through it with your head held high, okay? So I want to say that right now to Daniel. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, we all agree.
Now, as far as this situation is gone about Daniel being let go, it was a decision from CBS and Sony. I'm going to say this. We don't know, and let me repeat, we all, including you guys that are listening, including, don't know the real deal of what happened behind closed doors. However,
we don't.
If you look at social media, which we've all been doing, if you're like kind of a wannabe attorney like I am, you see that there's some evidence that may have presented the case of why he was probably let go. Real quick, I want to say this. Do not put anybody in your mean tweets that doesn't belong in them. And I'm talking about the attack on Beth Maitland. First and foremost, she had, in my opinion, was not a part of why he was let go. In other words, I don't think she went to CBS and Sony and said, hey, I don't want Daniel around. Let him be gone. I don't think that. Do I think that? Right. I feel as though all of this, and I don't like using this word, but I'm going to have to use it. I don't like the hate that Beth Maitland is getting right now. And for a certain fan base, and I always say there's 3 levels of fan base out there. There's the normal, there's the 50-50, and there's the you need to go outside, take a deep breath, walk around, and realize that this is a show. Because you guys are attacking her, and she is the sweetest person, and she posted on social media earlier today or yesterday, and addressed some of this. Because all of this is, again, how would you feel if somebody all of a sudden attacked you on social media, okay? And she has had so much support. I think this is overwhelming her because Mara West posted earlier, and there's some other people who's been posting. So I want to say that know your facts before you go after some people. Now, again, like I said, if you go by social media, you would believe it's because, you know, one person was promoting a storyline and the other person was not, because they missed the golden days, the heydays of what made them popular. Is that a good way for me to put it? I think so. I feel as though fans have been torn about this whole situation. So I'm just going to say my opinion about it, and go from there. First and foremost, I am a Lane fan. I like Lily and Kane, okay? Let me clear that up. I do like them. I enjoyed the fact that they were a modern super couple on Young and the Restless. They went through a lot to get together, the good, the bad, and the questionable. But I also came to accept the fact that if Crystal Khalil decided to leave the show, whether it was her decision or not, I understood that. I understand that in soaps, when you have your couples, there's a 50% chance that your couples are going to stay together. There's a 50% chance that one of the actors is going to move to another show and that there may be a recast down the line. I understand that there's a chance that the couples are going to break up. I'm that type of fan. So I knew when she left, that meant that Daniel was going to be behind and they would have to create story for Kane. That means that it may be a storyline that, that may be interesting or not interesting, and that could also mean them testing him with other women. In this case, there was 2. There was Victoria, and then there was Tracy's friendship. Let me repeat that for those who probably didn't hear that. They were testing Victoria, and also they had something with Tracy. Now, with Victoria, I felt as though, okay, that was interesting because that would thrust Kane versus Billy. You notice that, right, with Victoria. The second one, which is probably the most hyped topic, was Tracy and him. Now, look, first and foremost, this was Tracy's story. Kane was being a supportive player in it. They were doing a friendship storyline. Now, even before that all was unfolding, when they said Tracy and Kane, people already went up in arms. They was like, oh, my gosh, here it is. Oh, my gosh, no, da-da-da-da-da-da. No. I feel as though this was an opportunity for Beth Maitland to have a story outside of the Abbott family. And, again, like I said, to have Kane, who was not really in a story of his own, to be, of course, a supporting player. I enjoyed their friendship. And could it have been something more? Who knows?
It could.
I will say this, that, you know, I saw on social media people saying, well, don't blame the fans. In this situation, and I will say it, I will take full responsibility of this, of what I say, I do blame the fans in this. Because before the story was even thawed out, people were up in arms. And it didn't help that, like I said, one person was, you know, promoting a story and the other one didn't. I feel as though, you know, we hear it all the time. Some of these actors may or may not like the certain storylines, but it is their job to also entertain the story and also have the fans, know about it. yes, we can have opinions about it, but it just seemed too much. Do I think this was something that led to the decision? Again, don't know. We don't know. We weren't there with I forgot the new person that's running CBS. I'm sorry. I think Amy, I want to say Amy, or kind of, Steve Kent and them at CBS, at, Sony. I don't know. It's kind of like Daniel Goddard being let go is sort of mixed feelings, mixed emotions on every level, because we don't know. We're seeing people blame other people. Certain people can't take responsibility for certain things. Some people can't understand the possible idea that this could have also happened too.
Let me insert in here too.
Yeah.
We don't know if this is really permanent.
Right, I was about to say that. Is that they could just because they don't have any ideas for Kane right now, that they could put him on the shelf, and then in a year from now they could come back. He can come back. They can have a storyline. Right now, this is a situation where, okay, Lily's not there. Okay, they tried to do some other things with Kane. It didn't stick. It didn't work. We're now in this storyline with the will, kind of full circle situation for Kane. Fans are split on that. And after that, there's really no story. I mean, I'll say it. Yes, the writers could have came up with something, but if they can't, would I rather see Kane just being around, or do I want to see him with story? You as a soul fan has to answer that question, because I'm okay if it's just like, okay, you roll Kane into a corner, let him go, come back in a year maybe, and we revisit him. That's where I'm at. So I feel so many mixed emotions, but what I will say again, like I said, Daniel, 13 years, you can't be mad at that. 13 years, you went from Beastmaster to Kane Ashby to your twin. Only in daytime can you play a twin, but to just being this dapper guy, and I will miss you, and I want to also give a shout out to Beth Maitland too. Beth, nothing but class, honey, nothing but class, and I wish the world was full of Beth Maitland.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with more. I just adore both actors.
Yeah.
And anytime that Beth can be on my screen, I'm doing the happy dance.
Right.
With Daniel, I mean, Kane is just such a huge part of Young and the Restless for me. I mean, with him and Lily as a couple and their family, and watching them grow, and where they evolved from when their younger days, and that, it's just, it's a part of us. And so,
right.
Of course, we're trying to hold on to that, but it's not always possible, especially when one of them chooses to leave, which would be Christelle in this, case. Now, again, like Candice said, could they have come up with storyline for Kane? Absolutely. But at this point in time, they're not ready to do that. Maybe, if you think about it, because there are such avid Lane fans out there, they are trying to distance that, since Christelle is not coming back full time, and they're not choosing to recast her, which I don't think would go over real well with the Lane fans, first of all.
Nope.
And so maybe they're trying to distance that and get this, like, in the back of our memory of, you know what I'm trying to say? And then bring
back at a later date.
And then bring Daniel back at a later date to a fresh new storyline, endless possibilities on relationships, or whatever the case might be. Those are my thoughts.
And I want to say this too, because I know that there's some diehard fans out there. I do. And like I said, you can be this is why I really don't ship couples, but I can say it, I like couples. If you're a diehard couple shipper, there you go. you also have to understand that we can't control what the actors do in their real lives. And we can't control, I mean, they they always tell us to fill out those surveys and stuff and that they'll listen and stuff. But the thing is that Daniel is not Kane. He's not Ethan Kane, Hurricane Ashby. And Chris Khalil is not Lily Winters in real life. I mean, they're characters that they play. They played for 13 years or more with Lily and Kane. And, you can't, if you're a Lily and Kane fan, you cannot forget what they meant to the show. However, like I said, in the soap world, there comes a time where your couples or one half do leave the show. And it's like, okay, like I said, if one leaves, do I want the other character to suffer? Or do I want to see movement with my character? And I feel as though, and this is just me, that sometimes if you're a hardcore shipper, you do feel like your character needs to be in that moment that was what made you a fan in the first place. And it can be a positive and it could be a negative, because there was 2 times where they tried to move Kane into a story, and fans were, in my opinion, up in arms about it. And I feel as though if you're a true fan, you could have allowed it or showed your support to seeing where this would go, instead of not having the character be active, if that makes sense. Again, we don't know the real reason. I mean, that could actually been the reason, is that the writers had no story for Kane, and they decided to just let him go. And then, maybe a year from now, if Daniel's not on another soap, and if they recast, they can bring the role of Kane back. Who knows? Him and Lily might have hooked up back in Paris. I can write this story out, by the way, CBS, if you need me to. But, have them, because keep in mind, there was one thing that we also know, that tomorrow is Crystal Khalil's and Daniel Goddard's last scene together. So I always say that Lane fans, don't be mad, because here's the thing, off screen, I don't know if y'all guys remember, this is going full circle here, where Neil's will, he told Lily to go and find your happy ending, your fairy tale ending. And my thing is that, Lily and Kane both had to go their separate ways to rediscover each other. And who knows, a year from now, if they do bring back Kane and Lily, who knows, they probably met back up in Paris, had a sip of the bubblies, and gotten back together. And they come back to town, and something is, there's a new adventure or a new story arc for them. Right. I look at it as a positive. Like, I'm looking at the positive because there's so much negativity. Like, I don't blame anybody.
There's too much.
I just look at it as, this is a business. Soaps are businesses, and they have to do things that may not make the fans happy, and sometimes they don't. And sometimes they do make fans happy. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, I guess I can understand it if I'm, not so, focused. But I'm actually looking at it like that. I'm looking at it as like, okay, they didn't have anything for him to do. Put him on the shelf. A year from now, come back to Kane, and we have something. It's going to be so good, instead of just him lacking. If that makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't make all of the people happy all of the time, but you can make some of the people some of the time, and that's going to vary on the sum of the people, because some are going to be happy because this is playing out, and some are going to be happy that that's playing out. And then you're going to have somebody else that's going to be happy because something else is playing out. So, I mean, and it's not just soap operas. I mean, people, you watch primetime TV shows that are on a regular basis. Don't tell me you're 100% happy with everything that's going on all the time.
And not only that, And I'm going to say this, and for those who are saying, oh, because you got rid of Daniel, I'm not going to watch the show anymore.
Oh my gosh, that makes me nuts.
Let me just break this down to you real quick. And the same thing for people who are saying stuff about Days of Our Lives that they're going to stop watching and Bold and GH. You might as well go for all this soap. Let me just break it down to you. We're down to 2 more months of this year, right? Okay. Next year is the renewal for all the soaps. I'm just going to bring it down to you. 2020 is the year that all 4 soaps are going to be renewed, okay? I'm going to let you in a little secret. Come here, I want to tell you. Okay, so the ratings this year was not the best. Compared to the last 5 years, this year was not the best year for ratings, okay? You keep saying that you're not going to watch the shows. Well, let me just break it down to you. One soap gets canceled because of low viewership. That's the beginning of the end of the dynasty of television.
Exactly.
Online soaps, you got it good. But then let me tell you what's going to happen. If they say, oh, my gosh, such and such show is in jeopardy of cancellation, for all of those who said, I'm not going to watch it, I don't want to see none of you say, oh, my gosh, we got to start watching it, because if we start watching it, then, oh, my gosh, the show's going to be canceled. Really?
Really?
I'm just saying.
I know.
Really. I mean, I can't take it when people do that. It's like, I'm not going to watch anymore because my couple broke up, or, oh my gosh, that person is dead, but they're not really dead. Oh my gosh, why are they bringing this person back? I'm just going to stop watching the show. But you are going to watch the show.
I have never stopped watching the show because I didn't like something that was going on. That's insanity, because there might be one storyline that I don't care for, but then there's 3/4 of a show left that I love. So why would I quit watching because of one storyline or one couple or whatever the case might be? I mean, does that make sense?
In the world of soaps right now, the modern age of soaps, it's sad to say this because, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Everybody knows that me and General Hospital, we're like on our last leg of a relationship before I signed divorce papers. We all know this. And we know Young and the Rustlers and me, we're having a break right now. We're having a tough time right now. Just because I said that, I'm still watching the shows.
Right.
I can still be like I can't stand this. Wow. I'm still watching it, or else I wouldn't be on the show right now talking about it. But
that's
I'm
true.
still watching it. And the thing is that if anything, if you have not learned from, let me just break it down, 99, Another World, 2001 was what, Port Charles? No, not Port Charles. All these years, I mean, obviously 2009, here's what's really going to stand out for you. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, all 4 soaps was canceled in those years. There were the final episodes back to back to back to back. Days of Our Lives fans, count your blessings every single freaking year.
Yeah.
There was a time back in 2009, I can tell you the exact year where it could have been canceled. When NBC said it wasn't going to go past 2010, General Hospital fans, the history lesson is you guys got lucky. If Gloria Monty, God rest her soul, if she didn't come to save that show, there would be no General Hospital.
Exactly, because all 3 ABC shows were supposed to be canceled.
Yep. CBS, don't be pumped. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, number 1, woo, lucky by a thread, by a string. And y'all know me. I'll call it out. Don't stop. I mean, look, I know these shows sometimes don't give you anything to believe in. But here's what you need to believe in. These are 4 soaps that's representing each network. Network executives, be proud that you still got soaps on the air. Be proud that you still have these fans who have been watching since day 1 of some of these shows. Fans, soap fans, be glad that these shows are still on to remind you of the times with your mama, your grandma, the first time you got a car, your apartment, the first time that you met Eric Braden, the first time you met Steve Burton, the first time you met Ron Moss, first time that you saw Days of Our Lives on a Tide commercial. This genre needs to get back to being positive. And in the last couple of days, it's just been gut-wrenching and heartbreaking to see everybody coming out towards each other. Like, come on now. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
We're better than this. We're grown up.
Exactly. And let's leave it at that. just watch the shows because we're getting down to an hour and 15 minutes here, and we still have the shows to cover. And I have no idea where Anthony is. So it looks like I'm going to be doing more talking than I intended.
I think,
so.
Well, I mean, don't talk too much. I mean, we got you covered.
Yeah, Candice.
We got you covered. I mean, what do you want to talk about first?
Let's go like normal. We're going to go with Bold and the Beautiful. And
yep,
I have to say that no matter how bad, and it's been bad, Thomas has been, he does not deserve to have his child taken away permanently. I do not agree with Hope and Brooke on this at all. I can see temporary custody while he's getting his life together, if he does, because I still think he needs therapy or be in an institution or something. But to take away his child permanently, no. Go.
Okay. So I'm against this. I'm going to say this. First and foremost, Brooke is the only person that knows what's really going on with Thomas and that boy. Here's the thing, is that Thomas is emotionally abusing that boy. Not physically, but emotionally abusing that boy and making him feel like everything that has happened, especially Hope not being his mommy anymore, is all Douglas's fault. And it's gut-wrenching to watch this on television, but I must say Bold and Beautiful is pushing the envelope. I got to give him some props. I mean, it may not be a story that everybody is taking easily, but it's giving you that, oh my gosh, they're really pushing this. I feel as though, with Thomas, I must say, Matthew, go get that pre-Emmy nomination, honey. Go for it.
Right.
Because Thomas is giving me Lifetime movie network kind of leading man syndrome.
Right.
And this isn't the first. This is like what's interesting is, and I saw this people talking about it. It's like, oh my gosh, like they're ruining Thomas. No, actually they're not. They're actually building up what he used to. I mean, this is the guy who set Rick's house on fire with Stuffy in it. I'm just saying. This is the same guy. I feel as though the custody of look. Right now, that kid's safety is number one. And the thing is that Brooke knows that Thomas is not all right in his mind. Hope, keep in mind, Thomas told Hope that Caroline's last wish, even though it wasn't probably really, was for Hope to be the mother to Douglas. Hope has connected with that child when she thought her child was gone, and Douglas feels safe with Hope and Liam. So I feel as though, okay, Thomas, you did some wrong, so what's the ultimate, sacrifice is your child. Like, your child being taken away. Down the line, if, they do, reward custody to, somebody other than Thomas, then Thomas is going to have to work to prove himself, not only to that person who was taking care of the child, not only to himself, but to Douglas.
Well, and I agree with that, but that's why I'm saying temporary custody. I don't believe it should be permanent.
It shouldn't be permanent, no.
Here's the thing. If they were to, let's just go, if they do this in court, like get some lawyers for, and get Michael Baldwin to come over there or whatnot. If they ask Douglas, some of the things that Daddy has done, they might actually they might just go ahead and strip Thomas of his custody. If Douglas goes ahead and says stuff, including, like, Daddy scared me with a fake ghost. Just joking. I still can't get over that ghost, though. That should be a Halloween episode. But that was kind of But, just some of the things that Douglas has heard Daddy say. Also, there's some rage. Like Brooke. Okay, here's the thing. Brooke is the step grandmother to Douglas, but she also sees what Ridge isn't seeing. Rich feels guilty as a parent that he's let his child go this way, which is interesting considering the fact that Steffi was the one that. But okay, that's another topic for another day. But I'm enjoying the story, how it's playing out, because now it's like, okay, the concern of the child. Who should be the one, if, need be, to raise that child? Should it be Steffi, who is the aunt? Should it be Liam and Wyatt, who are the godparents/cousins? Should it be Hope, who is the former stepmother, who, quote unquote, the mother's dying wish was for her to raise the child? See, I wonder if they're going to ask for the will, Caroline's will, if they go to court.
Yeah, but don't forget Thomas forged that letter about Caroline wanting Hope to be the mother.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if all that came out, the judge would see Thomas being desperate, dangerous, and I forgot the other D word.
Yeah.
So they might strip him away of the custody because he lied. Think about it. He lied to a child, too. Like, he lied to a child. He's making this child feel as though, like, everything gone wrong in Daddy's life is my fault. You know what, Bold and Beautiful, hats off, because you are doing a good storyline. You're doing a great umbrella storyline. Most improved soap of the year. Yay! I'm enjoying it. It's entertaining. It's entertaining me. It's entertainment. Yeah.
Okay, and what else on Bold? What else you want to talk about?
Oh, the kidney donation?
Oh, God.
Not a bad move.
It was a funny move. I'm sorry.
It was a obvious move.
Well, it had. Who else could it have been?
I don't know, but it was an obvious move. I knew it was going to be Flo. What other way are they going to redeem her?
Mhm. Although, and how would you look at it if you were Brooke?
As far as Flo giving the kidney,
yeah,
I'd be grateful. Doesn't mean that you have to forgive what she's done, but they surely didn't seem grateful, even though they say they are.
They didn't seem grateful at all.
Oh, they say they are. That's not what I saw. Candice? What the heck?
Candice?
We lost Candice now.
Oh, no. Now it's just us.
What the heck
No.
happened?
Blog Talk is going nuts. Candice. Why am I yelling? She dropped.
She can't hear you, dork.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know what's going on. If Blog Talk is having an issue or what? I don't see anything as far as any notifications.
And they're both on. I think Candice uses her phone as messaging too, so.
Well, let's hope that they call back in. We still don't know where Anthony is, and I have not heard from him. So if I end up dropping, then we know that it's a Blog Talk issue.
It's a Blog Talk thing.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I didn't feel that they were grateful whatsoever. I mean, some of them were. I think even Katie was.
I think Katie was grateful.
Mhm. And so is Bill.
And Will.
And Will. Oh, of course, Will.
Oh, that
He's
little boy, I got to tell you, that little boy, he says, I want to thank I want to thank the angel that helped you. Oh my God, I cried like a baby again.
Of course you did.
Oh my, I'm sorry, but these kids get me. Oh my God, they're so good. I
know
love
they
it.
really are. They really are. I mean, they're.
Oh my God, they just hug me.
Yeah. Douglas is outstanding, and Will is outstanding, and you look at these kids and you think, my God, how good they are now. Can you imagine what they're going to be like as adults? They're going to be winning Emmys and Golden Globe Awards, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God.
If they stick with this craft, then okay. So Candice says give her 5 minutes. If they stick with this craft, they're going to be on top of their game when they hit adulthood in this industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, another thing I wanted to mention is I kind of see this going sideways for Liam and Hope, because Hope is making all these decisions, of course, with Brooke's help and input, and they're not really talking to Liam. I mean, I think Liam was blown away with these custody papers, and he's like, what? Huh? What's going on here? So I think that's going to cause trouble. And I think it's going to cause trouble, which we can already see, with Brooke and Ridge.
Yeah, there is.
So, do you think that Liam will end up back with Steffi because of all this?
Jeez. I don't know who I want him with.
Well, not who you want him with. Do you think that's what this rift is going to cause?
It depends if... No, don't get... Emmy get in my pants. That depends if, I don't know, if they can go through with this. I know Ridge tried to stop this at the very end because he's had it with Brooke, going behind his back doing this, which is wrong. I don't know. I don't know if it will get him back to Steffi or not.
Well, I think it's going to push it.
I don't think so. Not right away. I don't think so.
No, not right away. But I think it's going to push towards that because Steffi and Liam, I think, are more so on the same page. And
and Hope is acting out of anger.
And I think Steffi is going to fight for Douglas. She may fight for Liam, and yes, because she loves them, but also because of how Hope is treating her with Beth. That's another thing that was wrong. Now, I understand that Hope is feeling very protective and anxious about maybe possibly losing her daughter again. I mean, she just got her back. That's overwhelming, and she wants to be with her and wants to know where she is at all times. But Steffi raised her and treated her well. So for Hope to come at her the way she did, I think was wrong.
Yeah, it was. And that was Hope getting her defense out.
Yeah. Yeah, but she needs to step back.
And she's insecure.
Mm-hmm.
It's an insecurity.
Right. But she needs to step back, otherwise she's going to lose. Okay, I think we have Candice back. At least that's one of them. Candice, are you there?
I'm here. I made it through the tunnel.
What happened?
It's a long story. I think I was kidnapped. But some evil people.
Did you find Anthony?
Oh my God!
I did find Anthony, but I traveled. I found Anna, and I found
I knew it.
Roger Thorpe.
I knew she was in those Demira tunnels. I knew it.
Yeah, I knew it. Oh God! Woo! I think I found Tony and Andrew and woo!
Oh my gosh! Well, thank you for making it back. And did you, by chance,
it was
rescue
tough.
anybody else while you were down there?
I mean, I think I saw Chad's beautiful blue eyes, and I almost didn't come back because I got lost in them so quickly.
Oh my gosh! Well, we were just discussing really quick because we're down to an hour here, and we still have 3 more soaps to cover. We were discussing about the situation with Hope keeping things from Liam about as far as like these custody papers with Brooke's input and help, and then also how Hope treated Stephanie when Stephanie was visiting with Beth. And is this going to push Hope and Liam apart and possibly another Liam and Steffi reunion? Go.
Okay. Here's the thing. First and foremost, when I say this was a tough week for Bold and Beautiful fans, let me just say it was. First and foremost, I want to say that, again, Steffi and Hope shared a traumatic experience that went from positive to negative to a positive. Liam is trying to be the peace person. It's like, hey, please understand this. I want to do right. These 3 adults, I've been using that word a lot tonight, adults, made a vow to make sure that these 2 girls, Kelly and Beth, have a normal upbringing, despite their own past mistakes. The thing is that Liam left out without telling Hope where he was going to go at. And, having the girls be there and Steffi, reconnecting with Beth and saying all these things, I was like, okay, I feel for her because, she did lose a child, okay? At the same time, to me, Liam should have told Hope where he was going at. I feel as though Hope had a right to kind of free her mind of certain things, as well as Steffi, because, again, they've been kind of tiptoeing around certain things. What I kept saying was it wouldn't have been so bad with Hope if Steffi didn't have the heart on a text message to Liam. I mean, that right there is like, okay, if first and foremost, like I said, Liam should have told Hope, by the way, I'm going over Steffi's with the baby. I'll be back. I'm just letting the 2 sisters see each other, okay? And Hope could have either said 2 things. Okay, I'll go with you, or no. She has that right, too. I feel as though, that's all we got away from this. I feel as though, it is setting up for another triangle between these 2. Actually 4, because I'm going to include Thomas, because Thomas is probably going to be like, oh, yeah, this is great. This is working out better than I thought.
Yeah, because he's just trying to get rid of Brooke.
Right.
So he might get a twofer.
But see, the thing is that all of this stem of getting rid of the Logan stem from Hope kind of dismissing him. It's like, okay, you want to make Hope's life a nightmare, so you're going to go through the different avenues of Hope. you're going to go through her mom. Okay, if Brooke and Ridge breaks up, that's going to make Brooke, like, upset. You know, it's going to make her probably, like, in Thomas's mind, like, Brooke is going to think, well, you know, maybe if Brooke be nice to me and tell Hope to go with me, then I can help get Brooke and my dad back together. I know, like I said, this is a Lifetime movie unfolding, folks. But as far as the Steffi, you know, getting attitude and saying all these things to Hope, I'm like, hold up, Steffi. First and foremost, I understand you're dealing with stuff, but at the same time, Hope was dealing with it too. And Steffi was dealing with it too, so you need to slow your roll too. And Liam, you need to shut up. Because it's like you're defending. It's like, to me, like, I love when Hope has said, okay, fine then, who does your heart belong to? And I love that scene. I thought I was like, thank you, somebody said it. But I felt as though, like, Liam, if I was Liam, I was like, you want to know who my heart belongs to? And I would have looked at both Steffi for a moment to make Steffi think it was her. Yeah, I would have said it belongs to those two girls. Because until their dying day, that's my heart right there. Like, granted, you ladies have given me the best thing, children. And we all decided we were going to work together. But no, they're not going to do that because Liam has to be the idiot to kind of make these two women feel as though he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, but also it was wrong of Hope and Brooke to keep that from Liam. I mean, he was blown out of the water. I mean, if Hope is wanting them to be a family and wanting them to get remarried, don't you think you're going to talk to your soon-to-be husband and say, hey, listen, Douglas is happy here. We're protecting him. Let's do what we can and go for custody. What do you think?
I agree with that. And that's why also, if you remember, Liam even asked about custody too, because technically speaking, like I said, Liam is the godfather and cousin of Douglas. So you have Liam kind of like in the mix of it. But to me, it's like, all right, there's too many secrets. You know, Hope didn't tell Liam. Liam didn't tell Hope that he was going to take the children. Steffi is acting all like, well, do you think we can be a family again? Like, could there be something more between us? And I'm like, are you serious, Steffi? Like, are you saying because y'all slept together, which was drugged and infused from your brother that made Liam act that way to sleep with you, you're going to actually ask for a relationship? I'm like, you know what? I can't. I feel so bad.
Yeah, but I can stick up for Stephanie in this point because Steffi still loves him and she sees what's going on and that, he and Hope have not rushed to the altar. Liam has not outright said he wants to be with Hope and make a family. You know what I mean? There's like little things there that would be stuck in her head that would have her question it.
I look at it like this. I'll go back a year ago. Bill said something to Steffi when, it was, when everybody found out that Hope was pregnant with Liam's child. Bill said to Steffi, and I quote, do you want to be like your mother for the next 25 years? And it was like, in that dawning moment, I was like, oh shoot, okay, Steffi, where are you going to go at? Because the thing is, to me, and I feel as though like Steffi I would have thought matured more as well as Hope. As soon as they became mothers, I'm like, okay, all this pettiness has to go away sometime. I see where Steffi is looking at it. It's like, okay, Hope and Liam aren't really rushing to be together. Okay, out of sympathy, this is me thinking like Steffi, that Liam wants to be Mr. Do-Right and do the right thing. But at the same time, I was his family first. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm seeing Steffi looking at it. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, Steffi, where is this Miss Independent woman that was there last summer when you vowed that the only thing that mattered was your daughter and that everybody else would have to take a back seat because you're trying to make sure that your legacy lives on through your child? Where did
Right.
that girl go? Where did she go? Because I'm still thinking straight of that poster too, in the back, that photo of William and Stuffy.
Let me just add that love makes you do strange things, and we'll move on because we're going to run out of time.
You said it, not me. Love will keep us together, I guess. Okay, Captain.
Well, love makes you do strange things. So, all right, so Young and the Restless.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Young and the Restless.
I am enjoying the storyline with Jack and Tracy on writing this book and then finding these little clues and what do they all mean. And I happen to come across on Instagram, you know who Franco is, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He put a picture of Stuart, Dina, and Theo in the middle, and said, "I think this could be Dina and Stuart Brooks's long lost grandson."
Mhm.
Mhm. Candice, you said something about that today, didn't you?
I've been kind of saying it for the last couple of weeks, but it's now kind of like. I mean, here's the thing. It was even going to do two things. They were going to redo Tracy's paternity, which hasn't been out of question. I mean, if you're a Young and the Ruffle fan, you always thought Tracy might not have been an Abbott. But when they brought up Stuart Brooks, again, Young and the Ruffle fans, you remember the Brooks and the Fosters were the first two families of the GC. So this is why I gave kudos to Josh and them. I said, okay, I see what you're doing. You're actually doing something right by, getting somebody from the first years of Young and the Rustlers into it. I do believe that Theo is the grandchild. They cast somebody to play Theo's dad. And I'm wondering if Theo was adopted, like, the adoption and stuff, and they do the tracing, or if this is the real dad. I'm curious if they're going to bring back the original actors who played the Brooks family.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
What? Oh, the original one?
Because it would be Jamie Lee Bower. It would be Jamie Lee Bower to come back as Lori Brooks, and the sister. Because they made an appearance, a year ago? Yeah, a year ago.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
She was the original Leslie Brooks, right? Because the one that I remember watching, she passed away. Right.
So I'm wondering, Young and the Rustlers, you're being tricky, but I'm seeing something. I'm seeing certain things phase out. Are you trying to bring back the Brooks family? And if so,
kudos. We want it.
And did you see my question that I posed to you, Candice?
I didn't see it. I need to go back
Twitter.
On social media. I'm sorry.
Yeah. After the parents, Jack and Peggy.
Well, you know what? It would be interesting. It would be actually interesting if it was Lori, because I'm noticing traits. See, you always got to look at traits, folks.
Yeah, traits.
Theo kind of reminds me of certain things. Now, I wasn't really around when Lori Brooks was on. I only know by flashbacks and going on YouTube and studying my soap history. And I know that Lance and Lori, there you go. Found it. Boom. Well, yeah. Can we do that? Can they do that? No? Okay. Darn it. I got excited there for a second. I think it would be interesting if instead of a father, like if Dina gave, no. Because Lori would be, that would be incest. I don't know. See, that would be interesting to find out who is the child. If it obviously it had to be a son, I guess. It couldn't be a sister, but okay. So yeah, I'm curious as to that storyline, because it's bringing back the original family in the show. So that would actually be interesting to have a Brooks back on the show. It would be. I mean, it's been over 30-something years since the Brooks family. So okay.
I want
Josh.
I want Snapper.
She wants Snapper, folks.
I want Snapper.
There you go. David Hasselhoff returns as Snapper Foster on Young and the Restless.
You want David Hasselhoff or the original one?
She wants David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. Come on.
She wants David Hasselhoff, man.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I remember watching in those days, and I just like, okay, get the bib.
Am I supposed to be on the phone hearing this?
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean,
so,
that would be.
So we know, according to Dina's findings there, something happened in the Abbott house between her and Stuart.
Mhm. So it could be that. Wonder if John knew about that.
What? They had a threesome back in the day?
No. Well, then again, it was the 70s on Young and the Restless.
Right?
No, but what I'm saying is, what if like Stuart and Dina, took tittle tattle, whatever, and John found out that Dina was pregnant and shipped her off somewhere to Europe or something like that. And Dina gave birth, but she gave it up for an adoption and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. So next on The Young and the Restless. Pardon?
That would be messed up if John. That would be more messed up if John Abbott knew, because then they're really painting John Abbott to be a completely different character than what we.
Well,
what
yes
we
and no. I mean, you got to think about it. It's your wife, and maybe Dina didn't want to have the baby, or
right.
keep the baby, so it might not necessarily be all John. They could have made that decision together, because he could have passed it off as one of his own. You know what I mean?
True, like Ashley. Yeah, like Ashley. Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. But you know what's actually interesting to me about this storyline is that how was I going to phrase it? That Dina was sort of like the town slut. She had a chancellor. she had an Abbott. She had a Brooks. Did she have a Newman? Did she have a Baldwin? Did she have a Foster? Tune in next week to find out who else did Dina sleep with. I'm like, good Lord, woman.
We're making a list and checking it twice.
What? I want to find out. We're like, okay, let me find out. She had. Oh my gosh, she had a Winters. What? Neil was her. I'm like, yeah, I'm joking. That would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's move on to the next storyline of Young and the Restless. I keep feeling this Theo and Lola thing. I just keep feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. What are your thoughts, Pam, about that?
And I don't not necessarily not like it. If that's okay, I could kind of see it. I feel some chemistry there, and I think it would bring more excitement to their lackadaisical storyline that they got going now. Like, okay, let's look at some houses. Let's talk about kids.
Wait, is that a Kyle Abbott impersonation? Was that Kyle Abbott? Somebody make that a sound bite. I will play that every single time. Like, that there, Kyle Abbott. Like, let's talk about a house. Let's talk about baby. Good.
You're such a goof. She's even snorkeling there.
Oh God, this was recorded. I forgot. Okay. Here's the funny thing. I mean, I like Kyle and Lola, and I've said this so many times. I like Kyle and Summer.
Mm-hmm.
I felt as though last year it was hot. That triangle was hot until you can say what you want. I say it was because of the writers' transfer. They, kind of cooled it down a little bit. On soaps, when characters are married, I always say sometimes it's the death of a storyline. I do sometimes. But sometimes when they throw a baby into it, it's like, okay, wow, you're giving them a marriage, job, all of this too soon. Something has to be, I keep saying that what Lola had is health related to her transplant, and I really wish Young and the Restless would address that. I see where, right now Lola is going through something right now. Kyle is going through something right now. Summer is going through something right now, and soon to be Theo is going to go through something. I like the Lola and Theo friendship. I know a lot of people don't, but
I do.
It's something organic with Theo. Like, Theo doesn't have to be arrogant around Lola. Like, he's his true self.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also worried because I'm wondering if this is a gimmick,
right,
to gain Lola's trust to get back at Kyle.
Exactly. Now,
and
picture this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go with me.
Okay, that they're cousins.
Go with me. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Well, Lola gets pregnant after having an affair with Theo, and her and Kyle get back together, and then it comes to light that Kyle and Theo are related. Big storyline.
Nope.
Dun, dun,
Reverse
dun,
it. Pam, reverse it. Reverse it. Reverse it, Pam.
Kyle gets pregnant?
Reverse it. No, reverse it that Summer gets pregnant, or Kyle and Summer sleep together. Somehow Theo finds out and blackmails Kyle, and somehow Lola finds out through work with me.
Oh, wait. Let's go further with that.
Okay.
Let's go further with that. All right. Kyle sleeps with Summer. Summer gets pregnant. Lola gets mad. She sleeps with Theo. She gets pregnant.
No two pregnancies on the soap. It ain't gonna happen. But what we could do is that, I even got one even better. Okay, CBS, here we go. After seeing Lola and Theo share an embrace or whatnot, Summer goes and tells Kyle, right? Now keep in mind, earlier in the episode, I don't know what episode this is, okay? Kyle tells Lola, you need to stay away from Theo. He's bad news and stuff like that. Okay, Theo comes in and says, you need to stop telling Lola what she can and cannot do. Kyle and Theo gets into it. Lola is like, you need to leave Theo alone, da-da-da-da. Kyle storms off to the office, okay? Summer is there, right? So Summer says, why don't they go back to, get a few drinks or whatnot? Okay, so then Summer goes and she sees Lola and Theo talking, and she, miscommunicates or something like that. She tells Kyle and stuff. Kyle is feeling all Next thing you know, Kyle and Summer starts kissing, ends up in bed together, right? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, now, after that, Kyle, goes back to Lola and says, that nothing happened and stuff like that. Somehow, some way, Theo finds out that Kyle and Summer slept together. I don't know how, videotape, condom left, I don't know. But Theo goes ahead and blackmails Kyle. I don't know what in that details, but I can totally see that. You know what? I'm actually got excited just now. That could be hot, and it could result in Summer being pregnant.
Wow.
Yep.
We can come up with a million storylines right now.
Coming up next
but
week,
we're running out of time. What else would you like to talk about on Young and the Restless?
I think it's no secret. Let's talk about this Will thing. The story that is just everywhere. So, as a recap of this storyline goes, is that after 3 times of messing around with this Will, Catherine left the money to Kane. Kane was like, what? And he thinks that this is a setup. Devon is like, are you what's going on? Amanda is still talking to this guy that is old man. Now, this rules out Chance because he's not old unless they really are trying. And, Jill is like, she doesn't even know what to say about this, but then Devon if you saw today's episode, first and foremost, I was not expecting to see Christophe St. John in the previous.
Oh my God. I only got to watch about 20 minutes, but I did see that part, and I just my mouth fell to the floor.
Because
Christophe was
in the recap, you know how they previously on the Young and the Restless, and you know how they do in the opening with previously on Young and the Restless, and that's when Elena and Nate said, when Devon said there was only one person who can probably help me with this, and then they said Neil, and then they showed the scene from 2009.
Right.
I do remember that episode where Neil had said, whatever you do with this money, just to let you know your family is always going to have your back. So the deal is that Devon either gives half to Kane or he signs it over to charity, right? So
my thoughts were half, but who knows?
Right, I was thinking that too, because apparently Catherine left Devon $1 million. Yeah, because she left Matt, Chance, Philip, Nina $1 million. Murphy got certain other things and whatnot, so everything else still stands except for Kane. Kane gets all the money. Now, I ain't gonna say anything, but I think this is a con. I think we all said this. But it's not Chance. So, again, the key word that Amanda said was old man. Does anybody else think that it's Colin?
Yes.
Yep.
This will
because
who else
could
it be?
I don't think Chance.
Well,
I don't think Chance can make profit out of that because he sent a text to Jill saying there's something lucrative that I'm working on and hopefully it pays off. And I don't see if Catherine's will goes to Kane, how that works in his favor.
And not only that, if it was really Chance that was involved in this, why would he knock out Kane and leave the will? It has to be Colin because Colin doesn't want to be seen leaving the will.
Right. And not only that, but here's the thing. I will say this to Young and the Restless writers. You kind of, I don't know if you knew which direction you were going to, but for the last 3 months, you made us believe it was Chance, because one, Chance has a gambling problem, which we know thanks to Adam. Two, he has had bad luck. He got kicked out of the service because of his behavior. And it would actually been more interesting to see it be Chance, like, oh my gosh, wow, it's Chance. But then as we've been progressing, when Amanda said, this old man, it was like, okay, that rules out Chance.
Right.
So it was either Tucker or Colin. And I'm like,
right,
Tucker
and I also thought
that.
about Tucker too.
And then I was like, I hope they don't have Jill in on this.
I don't think so.
I hope they don't.
So.
I hope they don't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no.
I'm sorry, knowing Young and the Restless, I hope they don't. But I still feel the same way about this story that I did when it first came out. I didn't understand why they had to do it. Because it's just like, really? Like, I understand. By the way, today is Jeannie Cooper's birthday, I think. Today.
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. But still, we're not here tomorrow. So happy birthday, Jeannie.
Yes, I was
Lord
going
knows.
to say that at the end of the show.
Lord knows, if you were still alive right now and on social media, you're probably cussing people out. But anyway, but I understand what Josh said in the interview, that he wants to keep Catherine's legacy alive. But the problem is, in my opinion, they did the story wrong, because if you're going to talk about her will, where's Nikki and Victor? Because they were left in the will too. But nonetheless, Devon has to make some decisions. Lily, he's going to get some, input about Lily. So, yes, folks, we're going to see the long-awaited moment of Lily seeing Amanda.
And Amanda, yep.
Yep. I wish it was for Halloween, but it's okay. Whatever. So we got that going on. And then, it's just, Will Kane get the money? Well, he won't get half of it.
Yep. So we're going to leave it there, because now we're down to 30 minutes and we have 2 more soaps. So next, do you want to hit GH or do you want to hit days? What's more important?
I want to hit days, because we're down to the two week mark until their November 8th anniversary time jump episode.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this week on a very special Days of Our Lives. Here's the thing. Camilla Bannis is everything. I'm sorry. That girl better get a lead nomination. So as we know,
Yes.
that's not dead. He's gone. He was on life support, and he died. And I'm gonna miss him. And I'm sorry, I get emotional talking about it. So Gabby had to make a decision in which she had people beg for his heart to get
one in particular.
her name is Lainey. She was a showgirl. Oh, sorry. You know what? Gabby had a right to go after everybody and say, if I give her her heart, she's still going to be the arrogant SOB that she was.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to still badmouth me. Like she said, a heart doesn't really change anybody's personality.
Right.
It's the person who changes the personality. So you have Lainey saying, I'm sorry, and Gabby's not buying it at all. Like she is like.
Well, you can't blame her.
Yeah, it's like you can cry those crocodile tears to somebody else. I'm not having it. If you saw today's episode, I think it was today's episode where Gabby
I have not
had
seen today's. So go ahead.
Okay, so I won't. No.
No. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so Gabby kind of had a daydream where she pushed Lainey into the ground, into the grave.
Oh.
Sorry, it's funny.
Oh boy.
Because you know how like at the end of the service people come up to you and say they're sorry, you know, the condolences and stuff. So so Gabby came over and Lainey said, I'm so sorry, and Gabby was like, oh yeah, and then like pushed her down into the ground.
I can't wait to see that. I'll be watching it later on tonight.
Let's put it to you way. They already got a gif of it. Well, Gabby pushing Lainey down. I was like, oh gosh, like that was so funny. I think Camilla tweeted it out too. So you have that, you know, and of course Gabby is just all distraught because she lost. I mean, say what you want about Days, but that was one of the most unexpected surprises of the year of having those two hook up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you kind of saw a different side.
I just don't understand why they got rid of Brandon, because he was such a big part of the show. And I mean, how many Demiras are really left?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, he was there to. Well, quiet on the set. The thing is that, you know, he was to fill in for Tyler Christopher, which he did a great job with. And that poses the question was this the original plan for the character, even if Tyler was on there, or did they at the last minute decide to pull the plug, no pun intended, on the character when Brandon was there? The world may never know.
Right.
But, I mean, there's speculation.
I read something, and you know I don't usually read spoilers, but something caught my eye, and I just couldn't help myself. So it's probably what you're going to say. So go ahead.
There's speculation that he has been back on set. As you know, Days of Our Lives is going on a hiatus. I think they already started, actually. I think November, December. Yeah. So I think in a couple of days they go on hiatus because they've already filmed June and July of 2020, which is ridiculous, but okay. And there was a blurb of a photo that was made clear to show that he is back on set.
Right. And I heard, or read, I should say, that, of course, he did not die, that Ralph said, no way am I going to let Stefano's son die. So he took him and gave somebody else's heart. I don't know how that works. But that's what I read.
It's Days of Our Lives.
Right.
I always tell people, I said, this is Days of Our Lives. Nobody dies on the show.
Right.
Well, I mean, right. No, they brought him back to life too. But so that's what's going on with that. So then we have Ben and Sierra and Jordan. Jordan is seriously going to try to kill Sierra. Cupcakes. Yep. Because it's David's birthday, baby David. That cute kid who's getting recast. and she's done something to the cupcakes. So the question is, who is going to eat the poison cupcakes?
Right.
Oh, not Ari.
Maybe Rafe. But I don't think that anybody's going to die from this. Although there is also speculation that there is going to be a death of somebody you at least expect, and they pretty much showed the whole cast in the picture.
Right, and so this is basically what we know now. Credit Jason 47 days, because
that's
he
where I read it.
He said that there will be a death. There will be a pairing that will shock viewers, which I kind of can guess who it is. There's also going to be a couple of returns. We already know two, Chad and Abby. We know that. And Ben and Belle and Sean are coming back too. I wonder why. And they're also supposed to be
mother.
Lonnie's mother. Well, she's coming back soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I can do this. I'm going to do like Anthony. I'm going to get really excited about this. I am so proud of Days of Our Lives. Marilyn Solid Gold, because that's how I know her. Maku is coming back to Days of Our Lives.
She originated the role.
I know, but I got to think, I wasn't really watching Days of Our Lives. I only know her from Solid Gold.
I know.
So I'm excited. And her husband's coming, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, is this happening? So kudos to Days. But the one thing that they did say, there was going to be a character who was going to be in a coma for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Adrian.
I'm thinking that too.
Because didn't you say back that in the time jump that Kayla was with Justin?
Yup. Which I ain't mad at.
And here he
I'm
just
worried about I'm just worried about Brady.
Oh my God, Brady with the cuckoo. Oh, and having a baby to top it off.
Again.
Or could he have more than one baby?
I don't think so. She could barely find the heartbeat of one baby today, or yesterday, I should say.
Yesterday,
yeah. They found it.
So we got
but was that.
So
one
Jordan
of the rumors going around too?
There's so many rumors going around about what's going to happen in this time jump. Like, I think one of them is John and Marlena's son, which I was like, what? Who? What? Like, wait a minute. I was like, wait,
John
they had a son? I was
son.
like, yeah. Yeah, don't get me started, because I'm telling you, things, November, and kudos to Days for Lives PR people, because y'all ain't telling nobody anything, not even Soap Opera Digest, nobody. And that's how soaps should be. Don't tell everything at once. Just let us watch the show, enjoy the ride. So November 8th, which is their anniversary episode, kudos for doing this, is when they're going to do the time jump. Are you prepared, Days of Our Lives fans? Are you prepared? And keep in mind, Stephen Nichols is coming back. But let's not forget that.
We've been waiting forever. I mean, that was announced how long ago, and I keep waiting for him to show up.
And I'm going to even make this I'm going to even hype everybody else up. November the 9th is the Day of Days event in California, right? And you know what everybody is anticipating, right? You know, right, Pam? You know.
What?
You know. Okay. So at the event,
Spoilers.
they always show, they always show the 2020 promo.
Mm-hmm.
So you know everybody's going to be watching the promo to find out what's going to happen. So stay tuned to Days of Our Lives.
Yep.
Because there's a lot going on. I mean.
Yep. Well, we got 20 minutes. What other storyline do you want to talk about on Days?
Let me see. Oh, Princess G is back.
Who? Yeah. What? I didn't hear you.
Princess Gia.
Oh my gosh. I actually could do without that, but it's I don't know.
No. Pam, how dare you? Wait a minute. Let me get my voice.
Mm-mm.
How dare you, darling? How dare you? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Let me bow down. I'm the princess.
Yeah.
I am the one who's going to make everybody's life. I'm going to tell you this. For a whole 2 years has been boring to me. And I'm glad that the princess is back because, look, I love Kristen Alfonso. She can do no wrong in my book. But I need the princess in Salem. I need her ASAP. I want to see everybody's reactions. Because some of them are already starting to wait a minute, Hope wouldn't do something like that. Like, what's the matter? So I can't wait. I want to see how long this lasts. I wonder if she's going to go through the time jump.
I had to laugh when she took Stefano's painting.
Well,
that was priceless.
And I mean, I heard the interview that Kristen said, it's going to be awkward not having, Joseph there, because they played off so well with each other. But she's going to do her best, and she said the writers have definitely given her some material. And I'm like, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm like, come at it, princess. I miss.
Well, one of the reasons I say I could have done without it is because it's already been done how many times before. But it probably will bring some huge drama to Days.
Right. Because you guys think about it. Think about how she's going to react to Sierra and Ben.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to go there, like, or how she's going to interact with Kate. Like, if she can keep this charade up, and everybody thinks Hope is going through, like, a middle-age crisis situation, then I'm all for it. I want to also know if she's going to romance anybody.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, too. Is she going to go after John again or what?
Oh, dear God.
Well, John and Marlena could use some shaking up. It's,
That's probably why they're going to have the son.
They're too lovey-dovey right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. John and Marlena obviously are, I'm going to say it like this. They're one of the staples of Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think they're bringing, like I said, I don't even remember them having a son, but apparently they have a son. I don't know. This must have been when somebody's memories wasn't intact. I don't know. When John thought he was Ronan or the priest or Marlena was the devil. I don't know when this happened. By the way, King Corday said that was his favorite story of all time on Days of Our Lives, the Marlena possession.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was played during the OJ.
No.
OJ trial.
Let me tell you, no. I could not watch Days when Marlena was possessed because I have been in fear of my life from day one of watching The Exorcist, and anything to do with that, no, ma'am.
Can I tell you something? That was the first real story that I actually watched as a kid, was Days of Our Lives, because I was like, oh my God, because remember when Austin Peck, hi Austin, when he was on the show and we were talking about horror movies, and I said at the age of 5, I was watching Poltergeist and Exorcist and all that stuff at the age of 5. So watching Days of Our Lives and seeing this, I was like, wait, they can actually do this. And not only that, but let's be real for a second. God rest James E. Rowley. So he knew that he had to do something, because think about the time that storyline was on. All the soaps that was currently on, all 13 soaps, there was a time, yes, folks, 13 soaps, their ratings was dropping because of the O.J. Simpson trial and the beginning of reality television. So for Days to have done that and that become an instant classic, that brought in a lot of viewers. I mean,
no doubt, and I have nothing against them doing it. I myself personally could not watch that.
It was cool. I was like, wow, like they really doing this, like
girlfriend. I still to this day cannot sleep in the pure dark. I have my TV on all night long. Mind you, it's barely audible. It's barely audible, but I have to have some kind of sound. Otherwise, my mind goes places it shouldn't be going.
Well, speaking of minds that goes places, let's talk about General Hospital and Franco and Drew.
Yeah, we're at the 15-minute mark.
There's some mind.
That was a great segue. So David, you want to take this?
I do have a little update for you that I learned over the weekend.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Are you ready
David
for
went
this?
somewhere this weekend.
Okay. Now, I don't know how official it is, but my friend Beth, who was with me at the event in Syracuse, Donnell told her that he has resigned.
Okay. That means Lauren Curtis.
I don't know.
All right.
More Curtis.
I said Lauren Curtis.
Yeah. Oh, I got to tell you about that too.
Oh, okay. See, we'll do this. Okay, real quick. Let's talk about the show. What's happening? Because there's some interesting stuff that's happening on GH. So where should we start? Because we got 14 minutes and 33 seconds. Oh, Violet. Finn's daughter,
She's
Violet.
I'm going to cry again.
Don't
my
cry.
God, David, hold yourself together. Man up.
Please do. This is one of those times where I'm just like scratching my head at some math. I'm sorry, GH. I love you.
She's the most beautiful little girl.
She looks okay. Look, nothing against the actress here because I don't want to do that. But I thought for a minute when I saw her in the hospital bed, I thought that was Charlotte because I was told. I mean, I don't know. I was told that Violet is only 2. This girl looks like she's 5.
Yeah.
So is she 5?
They
is Violet?
Wow,
within a month. Okay. All right. Well, it's just so. So Finn knows that this is his kid because she's sick. And if you were placing bets, all those who said Finn would find out that he's a daddy before Michael, congratulations, you win.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're giving away, but we're giving away Fireball whiskey. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
So
you know what got me, though, is that I'm just putting myself in Finn's place. If I was the father of that child and she didn't tell me and I got to meet her in the hospital, I'm going to be ripping her a new one.
And he thought she died, that she had a miscarriage.
Right.
I would have been ripping her a new one, but that's not what happened. It was such a letdown for me.
I mean, I just feel as though I am waiting. I'm hoping that they do have a scene where I was about to say John McBain. Lord, stop it, Candice. Where Finn does go off at Hayden. And I also want Elizabeth to go off on Hayden of saying, how could you make us think that, your child died, let alone having
my
Finn,
nephew.
Go through all of this stuff. And, I want that to kind of happen. I want Michael Easton to have that material and Rebecca Budding too.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I mean, it was kind of a letdown considering how chilled this was. I'm like, I would have been like,
I have a child? Oh, she's sick? Oh, she didn't die?
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's go into the hospital room and sit with our daughter. I mean, come on. Who does that?
I'm Violet. I'm sick. I know. I'll be here for you. What? I'm like, this is why I have so many. This is why GH and me are seriously going to court in a couple of months because of this. But I mean,
and we got to get this Drew Franco thing done. I mean, come on.
That was.
But you know what I have to say? You know what I have to say? I love this Scotty. I love him in court. I love him. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I like the shade that he throws.
Yes.
And I like the question he said about Cameron. So if this was Cameron, would you have gone after him? Like you're going after Franco? I'm like, thank you.
Right.
Like, thank you. I mean,
exactly.
Look, this storyline should not have even happened. I mean, when it came out, it sounded really interesting. It was like, wow, okay. But you have certain key factors not there. Billy Miller, 1.
Yeah,
2, they
2 and 3.
destroyed. Yeah, well, the second thing is they destroyed Kim. Like, they made Kim into a psycho. I mean, it's sad because it's like basically you're I don't like using this word. I don't like throwing it around, but let's be honest. Kim has raped 2 people. Drew, when she almost did rape him, and
fake
also
Drew.
and fake Drew, has taken advantage of him.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too is that I wanted to see a struggle of Franco trying to break free.
Right.
Like you could have, there's like a twitch or something like that when Cameron was talking.
Well, when it been the perfect point to do that? Today, or
yesterday.
Was it yesterday when they were in court?
Yes.
And he stood up for Cameron. I thought, oh my God, when he sat down and he was kind of looking, and I thought to myself, oh my God, is there going to be a breakthrough? Is there going to be some Franco coming out in this because of the love of this child? But no. No.
That was excellent. I love that.
It was a moment. Yeah, it was a moment that I was just like, okay, are they going to do this or not? Like, because at this point, I'm over it. I'm over the story. I'm over the fact that they quote unquote killed Drew. I'm over the fact that granted, Roger Howard did his thing. He looks good in the suit, and he did his thing. Ken Shriner, Becky Herbst, all of them. But this story, in my opinion, has fallen flat because it's too much. It's like, okay, like my head is hurting just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And when it does,
I like that Becky Herbst though is getting some meaty storyline, even if it is this one. I love that she's fighting for her husband and her family.
Because when they said Miss Weber, and she's like, "No, my name is Miss Weber Baldwin."
That's right. That's right,
girl.
You tell them.
Stick up to it and everything. But it does crush me because it's like, all right, Elizabeth has to go through this. Her children poor Cameron. Like, Cameron is really standing up to being a good citizen, but even though he did kind of act like his daddy in a minute there. But I like where this is shaping up. If they shape it up to where I think they're going to go. But, I'm going to be honest. I know we talked earlier about the writers and stuff, but this is where me as a Soul fan is kind of losing kind of confidence that they're going to actually have this storyline be so great. And we're about to hit sweeps. November sweeps is coming, folks. And
expect the unexpected, I think, for the most point.
Right, because I'm not expecting much. And that's unexpected. What's unexpected is the fact that I don't know if this is a story plot or somebody at GH, but Ava and Felicia have the same haircut.
I love Felicia's haircut. Oh my God.
I love it too. And I love Ava's. So I'm questioning, is GH going to do, because Ryan is coming out. I believe Ryan will be back.
Ryan's coming out, but I think Nicholas is the one that is behind the search for the codicil and the one that's watching over Ava.
I will agree to that, but at the same time, I'm not holding my breath.
No, but that's what I'm thinking.
But I'm thinking Ryan, for the simple fact is I don't know what it is. I'm looking at all the soaps and I'm like, you know what? Somebody hasn't died yet. And I'm like, okay, I know Bold and Beautiful is setting up a death. Shout out to Bold for doing it. But I'm like, all right, General Hospital, you have a story to finish telling because Ryan has to kill somebody. And I'm like, all right, will they or won't they? And here's the thing, GH fans, let's be real. Just like Pam said, expect the unexpected. I'm like, okay, why does Ava and Felicia have the same haircut?
No. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Not with them too. Don't even go there.
All right.
No.
I'm just saying.
No death of Ava. No death of Felicia. I can't. Don't even go there. I want Nicholas to be in the background, and when he sees Ryan going after Ava, he kills him, and then that's it. Okay? We're done now. Next. we got 5 minutes.
Right about this story. Here's the thing. I don't want it to happen, but for the sake of the fact that General Hospital needs something to be shocking, and I mean shocking because the last couple of stories that they told,
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
All right. I mean, I don't want it to happen, but I'm just like, damn. I'll be like, Kirsten Storms, John J. York. I mean, yeah. I mean,
well, we have less than 5 minutes. Next.
Michael still doesn't know he has a kid. Next. Oh, Donna came home. Carly's perfectly healthy baby girl came home. And
yeah, but we know she's not perfectly healthy. We know that. I mean, they even mentioned that. So.
Okay.
They did. They said she's going to have a struggle all her life, and Carly doesn't know if she's going to be able to be there like she needs her to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. I mean, here's the thing. I think that was, quote unquote, I'm going to say this is a quick fix because I feel as though GH, real quick, I know we got short time, GH copped out. I feel as though GH copped out of telling a really good story that many viewers can identify with. They identified with the fact that Carly is a woman of a certain age going through pregnancy, that the child was going to have issues at birth. I just feel as though GH kind of just was like, okay, you know what, we're going to do this so we can have some. That's just my opinion. Now, if the child does have development issues as the child gets older, then I would like to see that play out. I would love to see how Carly and Sonny deal with it, including the Alzheimer's, because I think somehow down the line, Sonny will have to deal with that too, with him, with himself.
I think they'll play it later, but we'll just have to wait and see because she is just a baby right now. Okay, 3 minutes. What else?
I can't think of anything else right now.
I got nothing.
Sasha?
Okay. Okay, so, yeah, well, what's her name? Nina, I didn't expect her to forgive Valentine like that. I thought it was a wash and we were going towards the Nina Jax thing. You got 2 minutes. Go.
Pam, why you even bring this up? I try to forget about it just like the show forgot about it. I mean, I feel as though, look, Cynthia Watros is a great actress. She's an Emmy Award winner, was really happy that she came to General Hospital, had doubts. Her breaking moment was when she found out the truth at the wedding, but such a letdown that she's going back to Valentine. I was let down after the fact. No,
well, I think there's more to come too because she doesn't know that Valentine was actually involved in that.
Involved in it.
Oh,
right.
I think she knows in the back of her head. I think she's planning.
I'm hoping she's plotting. I hope she's plotting.
That could be too.
And if not, then I'm sorry, Ryan, go after Nina too. You got two blondes. There you go. Yep, there you go. Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay.
Coming up next, so General Hospital, General Homicide, Part 2. General Homicide, Part 2. Let's go, GH. Let's go. Serial killer storyline coming November and December on ABC Daytime. Home of Disney's everything. That's
and basically we're at the end of the show. We have 1 minute left. And we'll be back on November 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Which would be our anniversary show.
7 years is November 10th.
Right, but
technically we're not on November the 10th. Yeah, we're not on the 10th. We're on the 14th.
I know. I was just saying that it's the 10th.
And
unless
it's
you want to do
party.
one on the 10th.
Either way.
No, I can't do one on the 10th, no.
Yeah, she has commitments.
But
we'll be committed to you on November 14th for a big party.
We can do an after party.
Yeah.
Fireball whiskey.
And maybe by that time, with 16 seconds left, Candice can go back in the DeMuro tunnels and find Anthony, because we surely did miss him. I know his head would have been on fire. And with that said, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for all of our listeners. And we really appreciate you listening to our show. And please come back again. Spread the word. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Stay classy, Soap community.
Stay classy.
Good night.
Good night.